The Peace of Wild Things by Wendell. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my earth and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting for their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free. My name is Mary McDaniel. My husband and I have been in Northfield and associated with Norwich pretty much from the beginning in 1970, since 1970, the year of the big snows. Anyway, Joe was teaching in the biology department, and I actually went to school here as a nursing student at the age of 52. I did an abbreviated nursing program. So we're grateful to Norwich for letting me do that. Poetry, I began enjoying poetry. I lived on a farm, and I was very much into nature and walking along the railroad tracks and down to the brook. And I began enjoying poetry probably at age 12. My mother had a set of lovely black leather books. I think there was a Cicero, a Thackeray, and one of them was Palgrave's Golden Treasury of Poetry. So I got to know Keats and Wordsworth and Shakespeare and Marlowe and who knows. Mm. And I loved them. Mm-hmm. Got to love them. And then in the 60s, I got into Walt Whitman. He was astonishing to me. I still love Walt Whitman. And of course, coming from Amherst, Mass, I love Emily. Whether or not I came from there, I would love her. But the environmental piece certainly I couldn't avoid Wendell Berry, because he's a modern day Thoreau, and I don't know, his heart is breaking for the earth, basically. And he writes lots of novels, but I've never read a novel. I only have read his poetry. And so I have one here that I particularly like, that is kind of a psalm, kind of a spiritual poem when I think about it, because it does resonate the 23rd Psalm. And I think that Wendell Berry is some kind of liberal Christian. The Peace of Wild Things. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my earth and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things, who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting with their light. For a time I rest in the grace of the world and am free. To love, to do justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. And that's what Wendell Berry does. That's Wendell Berry. Wendell Berry from Henry County, Kentucky. He was raised on a tobacco farm, and he now has I guess he has animals, but I think he grows a lot of vegetables too, and crops, some kind of crops that he sells. And he's been working hard for sustainable agriculture and local pieces and for clean energy and even for doing work about the death penalty. It's the love of the earth that gets me, and we share his pain, as all of us do, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Worrying about climate change, especially now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here's a picture of my family, my brothers, my older brothers, and all our animals that year that we were showing at the fairs.
What you got?
And they met at our house. I found some things, honey. Well, there I am as the Dairy Queen. And there's the picture of Hilda.
Yeah.
Oh, how I loved Hilda. Look at those ears. You couldn't find a cleaner spot.
Mm-hmm.
And look at how the horns shine up. There's a great shot of the gang, the South Amherst gang. That's me looking tough in the front foreground there.
Oh, yes.
I never wore a dress. Me and Catherine Hepburn, huh?